What's going on, y'all? What it is? So let's go ahead and slide on this topic because the internet is on fire and there's a lot of people crashing out because Lil Wayne is not performing at Super Bowl 59 next year on February the 9th. So if you guys don't know, Kendrick Lamar has been given the nod to perform at next year's Super Bowl, and a lot of people feel that Lil Wayne has earned the right to headline next year's Super Bowl based off the fact that the Super Bowl is being held in New Orleans, and of course that's where Lil Wayne is from. Now, I've also seen a lot of people push the idea that they wouldn't mind seeing Cash Money and No Limit do the Super Bowl together, like have a stage over here for No Limit, a stage over there for Cash Money, and then they just push out the hits back and forth that one another has, and then at the end of the show they come together and form like Voltron, which isn't a bad idea. Now, I will say I'm not really that upset that Lil Wayne is not performing in New Orleans, although I'm not that stoked about Kendrick Lamar headlining the Super Bowl for next year either, because for me personally, I've just never been able to get into Kendrick Lamar's music. I think that he's overhyped. I feel the same way about Eminem, but to each their own. Now, if we take Kendrick Lamar's catalog and compare it to Lil Wayne's catalog, in my humble opinion, Lil Wayne clears easily. He blows K-Dot to smithereens. There is no comparison there. K-Dot is not ill on that mic like Lil Wayne has been for years. Some of the things that Lil Wayne has said has blown the top off of the hip-hop industry lyrically. Now, my top 3 in the hip-hop game has hovered around, and this is in no numerical order, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. Well, one of those 3 are gonna have to drop to 4, because when it's all said and done, Weezy F Baby may go down as the best rapper of all time, and there's a lot of people that feel that he's already the best rapper in the game. Now, just like I previously stated, there's a lot of people in their feelings about Lil Wayne not being able to perform at next year's Super Bowl. I don't think that Lil Wayne should go on with K-Dot or be a feature. I think that would be beneath him, in my opinion, especially when I feel, and a lot of people feel, that Lil Wayne is a way better artist than K-Dot. Just keeping it all the way real. Now, the comments were wild as it pertains to this issue, but I wasn't one of those individuals that got caught up in my feelings because Lil Wayne was not selected to perform at next year's Super Bowl. Instead, I chuckled a little bit, and I remember some things that Lil Wayne has said that really rubbed me the wrong way.
Fox Sports, when he said he personally doesn't see racism because so many of his fans are white.
I thought that was clearly a message that there was no such thing as racism.
There was a lot of backlash from people about that. Would you change it, what you said, or you still feel the same way? What's your thought on Black Lives Matter?
What is it? What do you mean?
The idea was that there's this movement called Black Lives Matter, thinking that the rest of America didn't seem to understand that Black Lives Matter.
It just sounds weird. I didn't know that you put a name on. It's not a name, it's not whatever. It's somebody got shot by police and for up reason. I am a young, black, rich. If that don't let you know that America understands Black matter these days, I don't know what it is. Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matter, especially to my.
Do you separate yourself from it?
I don't feel connected to a damn thing that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you do, you crazy. You connected to this flag right.
Alright, so you guys heard what Lil Wayne said there, and on several occasions he had said something similar to that. And so he checked out of the melanated community a long time ago. He said that he was supported by other individuals, YT people specifically, and that he doesn't really care about anything unless it pertains to him or affects him personally, right? And that's how a lot of people feel within our community, right? Make no mistake about it, Lil Wayne is not the only celebrity that feels that way. So after all hell broke loose that K-Dot was performing at next year's Super Bowl, a lot of people started to blame Jay-Z because he has a partnership with Apple and the NFL to select musical talent for the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, a lot of people are saying that Jay-Z only gives his opinion in regards to who he feels should perform at the Super Bowl. They lay out a whole host of artists who may have an impact during the Super Bowl halftime show, and that's it. He doesn't make the final decision. And as a matter of fact, it's the city who's hosting the Super Bowl's decision to pick the artists that they want for the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, it's been well documented and highlighted that the city of New Orleans have hosted the Super Bowl a few times since Wayne has been relevant in hip hop, and they still didn't pick him. And there is also a lot of talk about the fact that when the Super Bowl was held in Atlanta a few years back, they didn't pick any artists from the Atlanta area. like T.I., Ludacris, or even Outkast, they selected Maroon 5. Now, while all of that is very true, I'm having a hard time understanding that when the Super Bowl was held in Los Angeles, they paid homage to their biggest hip hop stars, from Snoop to Dr. Dre and things like that. But it seems as though when the Super Bowl venue is hosted in the South, they don't give any Southern hip hop artists their flowers. And it seems like they're disrespecting the South, in my opinion. And that's whether it be the city that's making the decision, Jay-Z, Roger Goodell, NFL execs, whoever it may be. It just seems like they're disrespecting Southern hip hop artists, and I don't like it, being a man from the South. But anyway, if you guys haven't seen it, Nicki went off. She went nuclear on Jay-Z, and I'm gonna read you some of what she had to say. So Nicki says here, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego, your hatred for Birdman, Drake and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, the GOAT. Nola, what's good? Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent coming out. A YT man as sad. House figure tings. And I'm paraphrasing there. You guys can make out what it actually says. Yup, Nicki actually went there. Then she goes on to say, but it's good for them. No loyalty. Well, them ninjas will keep sunning you. You can love and respect Kendrick and still love and respect Wayne. Even Kendrick loves and respects Wayne. Every real rapper loves and respects Wayne. God will punish you, mark my words. The man that has not only pushed his pen the hardest, but gave the game more than one hip hop icon as well on his watch. Represent the rap game. The best rapper don't represent the rap game well enough for you. Black people, wow. If this don't hurt your heart to read, it will one day. Look at how our legends keep being treated. After they given us so much. Who are you? You God? Judgmental swine, delete. LOL, you will regret tweeting this. Life is funny that way. Don't dare turn your nose up. God forbid if Wayne was to leave this earth right now, the culture would be in mourning. That's why so many people keep saying to give our legends their flowers while they are still around, to smell them, sitting around all day playing games with people, life and legacy. God ain't sleep. G. Robinson, you will learn tonight too. Very soon. Now, Birdman decided to step up to the plate to defend Lil Wayne, and this is what he tweeted out. He said, hating S for real. Then he says, these brothers P, and I'm paraphrasing here, at Nicki, at Drake, at Lil Tunchi, YMCMB, I'ma make these ninjas respect us on Gladys, the GOAT. And then he just simply tweets, shaking my blanking head. Now, this is what I have to say about this situation, right? So, listen. When LA had the Super Bowl there was a lot of rumblings and rumors that ended up being facts that Jay-Z colluded with the NFL to try to not have 50 Cent perform at the Super Bowl, right? And so once Eminem got word that Jay-Z was trying to take 50 off the ticket, M stood on business and said, hey, I'm not doing the Super Bowl unless 50 does it, right? So it's not above the realm of possibility that Jay-Z didn't push for Wayne to do the halftime show as hard as he could based off of the fact that he has a disdain for Drake, Nicki, and Birdman. Now, there has been beef between Jay-Z and Lil Wayne over the years. Now, back in 2005, I believe, Jay-Z tried to sign Wayne. And so when Wayne went to Birdman and said, hey, you know, Jay trying to sign me, Birdman was a little salty anyway, but he said, well, go ahead and see what they talking about. And so it came down to the fact that Jay-Z offered Wayne $175,000 to sign to his label, but Wayne thought it was a low ball of an offer and he decided to stay loyal to Birdman. And so that caused some friction between Lil Wayne, Baby, and Jay-Z. Now, Jay-Z and Lil Wayne have taken their verbal jabs at each other through music, dissing one another. Case in point, this is what Jay-Z said about Lil Wayne. Jay says, I'm really like a half a Billy. Ninja, really? You got baby money. Keep it real with ninjas. Ninjas ain't got my lady money. And so Wayne took that as a diss, and of course it was, towards him and Baby. And so Wayne responded and said, and I'm gonna paraphrase a bit here, he said, I got your baby money, kidnap your B, get that how much you love your lady money. So that was a diss towards Jay-Z, and he also pulled Beyonce by the hair. Now, over the years, it seems as though that Wayne and Jay-Z's relationship got a bit better because back in 2015, he signed a deal that made him a co-owner of Jay-Z's Tidal Wave, right? So everything seems to be good and copacetic. And for those of you who are not familiar with Jay-Z's Tidal Wave, it was a popular streaming platform. So that's what that constructed of. But anyway, fast forward. So Wayne started having some money issues and he had some tax issues and he was in trouble, right? And so basically Jay-Z put up $14 million to pay off Wayne's taxes. Now, I say all of this to say, if Jay-Z really secretly had a hand with ushering Kendrick Lamar to the front door to be able to perform at the Super Bowl next year, I don't think that it had anything to do with Wayne. I think it's actually what Nicki said. He has a disdain for Nicki. Nicki has been going at his wife. He has a disdain for Drake, and he also doesn't like Baby. And so I don't think that he wanted to give those three the opportunity to grace the stage in New Orleans. And it does suck for the fans that want to see Wayne headline the Super Bowl next year, that Wayne has to pay the ultimate price because Jay-Z don't like the people around Wayne. That's not fair. I'm just going to keep it real. Even though I feel how I feel about Wayne, we got to keep it real. That is extremely petty. Now, let's talk about Baby real quick, right? Since he wants to come out and defend Wayne, talking about on Gladys, these dudes gonna respect us or whatever the case may be. Why you didn't respect Wayne and pay him his money? The real reason why Wayne couldn't pay his taxes anyway was based off of the fact that you didn't pay that man his money. You were stealing from that man, the same man that you call your son. But who stepped up to the plate and saved Wayne? It was Jay-Z. He paid that man's taxes, right? And then allegedly, you and Young Thug were behind the fact that Wayne's tour bus got sprayed up in Atlanta. So you try to take your own son out, so to speak? Listen, Baby may have taken Wayne under his wing when he was younger and done a lot of things for Wayne, but once he found out that Wayne was super talented, he became the most hypocritical figure in Wayne's life. Now, let me reiterate, right? Even though Jay-Z and Lil Wayne had issues back in the day and they took verbal jabs at each other, I don't think that Jay-Z would pay that man's taxes if he had a real big issue with Lil Wayne. I don't think that Jay-Z would offer him a stake of his company if he had those issues or a big of an issue with Wayne. It has something to do with Birdman, Nicki, and Drake that Jay-Z just ain't rocking with. Now, a lot of people are saying that Kendrick is hot right now. He had the song of the summer. He dissed Drake. What's the song? They Not Like Us. And this is why he's performing at the Super Bowl. But I beg to differ, because what was Rihanna doing last year prior to her announcing that she was performing at the Super Bowl? I would say nothing. She didn't have a hit out, and they knew she was pregnant and they still selected her. So I don't know about that. I think that this is deep rooted in something where Jay-Z talked to them people or didn't say enough and vouched for Lil Wayne because of his disdain for the rest of the individuals around Lil Wayne. That's just my personal opinion. Now, another thing to pay close attention to is the fact that Nicki Minaj retweeted, or reposted rather, this particular tweet where it shows the rappers with the most top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. And as you can see, Drake is #1 with 78, Lil Wayne is #2 at 25, Nicki Minaj is #3 at 23, Jay-Z is #5 with 22. So all of Young Money have more top 10 hits on the Billboard Top 100. So basically, Nicki is saying that Jay-Z could be potentially salty at that fact as well. But anyway, what I want to do right here is leave you guys with some clips of people talking about this situation. Cameron and Mace had something to say, Juvenile had something to say, and there's just people talking about this in general. So what I'm going to do is just leave you with these clips. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this entire situation. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I get with you guys later. Peace.
So everybody want me to speak on this Super Bowl situation. Look, I'm mad about the situation just like y'all, man, but you know, my hatred is toward the NFL. You know, not really the people that booked the halftime show. I'm mad at the people that hired them that booked the halftime show. I feel like y'all should step in. Y'all done threw 11 Super Bowls in New Orleans, man. Y'all have yet to put a hip-hop artist from New Orleans on the damn Super Bowl. Sure, y'all have put artists on the Super Bowl back in the day, say Al Hurt, and the list goes on. Not too many. Not too many. You know, I feel like every time y'all come here, y'all should have somebody from our city on it. But this time it really hit hard when you don't have Lil Wayne on the show. I don't see how the y'all don't have Lil Wayne doing a halftime show. Somebody that has a whole bunch of hits and somebody that really deserves it and somebody that can bring out multiple artists of all genres. Think about it. So this goes to you, Roger Goodell. You need to get it right, man. You coming in our city, sucking up our cultures and making up all this money and putting all this bread in your pocket, putting all this bread in other people's pockets and leaving us dry, hanging us dry. You gotta stop.
But I do see like people blaming it like solely on Jay-Z when I don't think that's the truth. I think it's a committee, it's a board. I feel like it's different people who come into play when decisions like that are made. I do think it would have been great for Lil Wayne to be, just because of how much he's done in the game and how much he's meant to New Orleans, and that would have been a great opportunity. Never know if he's going to be included, if that was something that was behind the scenes. I think it was interesting that Kendrick got it after the Drake battle and shit too. I think that's more something that should be talked about. I think his relevance is really up from that, so that could be something that tipped the scale too.
And listen, I love Kendrick Lamar. I love the pop-up. I think he's one of the top artists of this generation, period. Hate this election. It's in New Orleans. You don't get Lil Wayne. That's what we doing?
Yeah.
Listen, you don't get Lil Wayne in New Orleans for the
Hot
Super
Boys.
Bowl. Not just Hot Boys, Cash Money. All the songs Lil Wayne's done, whether it's Blink 182, there's no reason why Lil Wayne should not be performing the Super Bowl. There's one person who's stopping this. I know, it's not really a secret. Lil Wayne had a problem with somebody before who's kind of part of the organization running it. This is payback. Who's that? Who's Lil Wayne artist? Drake.
Yeah,
this is
hating at this age is crazy.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. It's ridiculous. Like Mike, this some hip hop that you probably don't know what's going on. To be totally honest with you, so we'll school you behind the scenes. Lil Wayne not to be performing in New Orleans for the Super Bowl is egregious. And it gotta stop. It gotta stop. Mike will tell you what's going on later. It gotta stop, bro. It gotta stop, man.
Yeah, and I'm doubling down on that. Hating at this age is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
I love Lil Wayne.
It's wild, bro.
Man. I work with Lil Wayne. I love him. Great dude. Great dude.
And this has nothing towards Kendrick. If anybody deserved it, Kendrick deserved it. But there's some backstory going on.
Yeah.
While Lil Wayne is not performing the Super Bowl.
The only thing stopping Lil Wayne from performing at the Super Bowl is his reputation. And I need y'all to stop pretending like he didn't buy a pardon from Trump and was telling black people not to vote in 2016. He's a Trump supporter, and he's only a Trump supporter because he had to pay for a pardon. I need y'all to go watch that New York Times or read that article. I need y'all to stop acting like y'all don't know why Lil Wayne is not performing at the halftime Super Bowl show, and I need to know why y'all want him to be there so bad. I thought we were leaving these men in the past with Diddy and all of the other sellouts. I don't know. Y'all are being weird, acting like y'all don't know that man is evil.
Shout out to Nicki Minaj for stepping up for the South. See, Kendrick, you getting ready to be collateral damage. I've tried to advocate for Jay, but he keeps doing these things. 50 Cent's absolutely right. Jay is not in touch with the culture. You can see this. The culture's screaming right now for Lil Wayne. Even I did a live this morning talking about DJ Academics coming out saying something. I ain't a fan of Academics speaking on hip-hop in general, because most time he comes with bad intentions. But now the culture's screaming this. Boosie, Master P, Nicki. Shout out to Nicki, because Nicki is Southside Jamaica, Queens. New York City did nothing to put her on. She had to go down south and do mixtapes with Gucci Mane and Wayne, and it was Birdman and Cash Money Records that put her on. Now, she's not a Lotto or Ice Spice or one of them. She is a certified hip-hop artist. Arguably the best female to do it of all time. And she's stepping up. She calling Jay-Z. She said, right here in her post, she says, Jay-Z has always hated Birdman. And that spilled over to Drake, Nicki, and Wayne. I remember the whole thing back in the mid-2000s, around 2007, 2008, when Birdman was saying Lil Wayne was the best. And Jay was like, well, talking about money, well, you can pay and open up the books. And the culture's talking right now. And Kendrick, you need to send out a press release to say, you know what? I'm a part of this culture too, and I recognize what's going on. I'm not gonna do the halftime show. I want Lil Wayne to do it. He is New Orleans. He represents the culture. Because the fans will turn on you, Kendrick, right now. Because everybody's like, what's really going on? So you play that position if you want to. The fans will turn on you. Yeah, they like your song. They not like us. But right now, the culture is screaming for Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne raised most of you. He's a child prodigy. One of the best that came out in the past 25 years. Wayne's catalog speaks for itself. Again, I advocate for the South. I think the show should be No Limit Records and Cash Money on the stage. 2 separate sets. If you're going to use hip hop, that's the thing. He's picking hip hop. If you're going to pick hip hop, the culture's saying you got to pick Wayne. 50 Cent's right, man. Jay-Z's out of touch with the culture, man. Y'all can keep saying, oh, Hov bigger than hip. He's out of touch with the culture. And this decision right here is just proving it to me. The way everybody's coming out saying, dude, what are you doing? He's out of touch with the culture.